Hello, everyone. This is Tyler from Investment Socrates and Trading. Hopefully, everyone's having a good Sunday. I'm going to go over the CMEG platform. If anyone here is new to trading, many folks know that we have this awesome, and I'm being sarcastic, PDT rule that anyone that's a US citizen or person deals with, whether you're trading on Fidelity, Charles Schwab, any of these traditional brokers. What this PDT rule is that if your account is under 25,000, you can only trade with a cash or margin account. And so, for example, with a cash account, how that works is that if you have 10,000 in cash in that account, you can trade up to $10,000 worth of stock in a given trading day. And then you have to wait until the next day to trade once again. It can be a huge pain in the butt. Anyone here who's been in the game long enough knows that a lot of trading is about statistical arbitrage, and it's a probability situation or system. Often you might have to make 5 or 10 trades, and you often have to exceed this amount if you really want to grow an account seriously, if you want to follow a good system to trading. I want to show everyone one of the recent and newer broker offerings of CMEG, which overall I have to commend CMEG on. In the past, I used DOS Trader and I used Sterling Trader. This is known as Capital. It's their own proprietary offering that they recently launched. Overall, I've been pretty satisfied with it. I started using this particular platform like a few weeks ago. No major complaints. There's some little things here and there. One of the big things, though, that you guys will see is that the fee structure has just really gotten more competitive. Anyone who's been or has used CMEG from like 3 years ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago knows that that was one of the most tricky things for traders. The fee structure was just absurd. If you made like $1,000 trade, your fees could be like 40, $60, whereas now it might be $5 or $10 for a $2 to $5 stock, we'll say. If it's like penny stocks, especially low penny stocks, it can be lower, but that's what you'll find. Now, going on to the platform here, I want to run through this. So, at this top menu right here, you have these different windows. And these are like workspaces, as they call them. You can load up to around 25 to 30 workspaces. You can preset them. Initially, it can be a little annoying because or let's just say I type in a stock Tesla, it would upload a new workspace. Now, this is one of the downsides with CMEG. I can't show you any of their charting profiles because the charts they're not available on the weekend, and that's one of the downsides. But the other thing, when you type in a stock like this Tesla, like I showed you, or just say Apple. In many platforms, you can just press enter. Here, you actually have to press on it for it to populate the window. And that's kind of annoying sometimes. That's how it is. Now, let's go through these little buttons. We have 5 second, 1 minute, 5 minute, pretty standard. You have bar, candle, line, also fairly standard. And then you have some other functionalities up here. I don't really use much of these ones. Um, we have the rectangle, pitchfork, etc. What you'll find, to be totally honest, I myself actually don't use these more advanced functions a lot. And a lot of traders don't. Some do. And then like zoom in, zoom out. We have settings here. So that's just yeah, you can kind of tinker around with that. And then up here, I'll move this over. We have like switching it to the light theme. Some people do a lot better on their eyes like this. I'm actually gonna keep on the light setting for now. And then we'll say hotkey settings. This is one of our favorite topics for us day traders. So I have set 6 main keys set up here. I have buy limit order, then I have another buy limit order, and then I have market orders, sell limit order, and then sell market order. I use like the shift L, shift 2. I just stick to the shift. For me, I just remember it easier. Great execution speed on CMEG, no issues. Pre-market, market hours, post-market. Anyone here who knows these brokers well, pre-market and post-market can be tricky with some platforms, and I've had no issues. How they have it configured on CMEG, most brokers only allow limit orders for pre and post market. If you have the key set up here for like say pre-market, that's why I have these two set up. One of these is for the pre-market and then one's for market. Just hit it and it goes through. It's awesome. With some of these platforms, there's like glitches and stuff, and it can just be a real pain in the butt, as I said. So great execution speed. And going back here, yeah, you can set different workstations. You can get your trade history here. So I can see if this was on November 6th. This was one stocking in GSI traded, time and date, how much I bought and sold. You can just go through. I traded MEHA, MTC, RUBI. That's always good to have because then I can take this and plug that into my other market data storage, which is TraderView. And then that kind of gives different data sets that I use. And then going back on here, one other thing that's awesome with this broker, you can trade any stock with leverage that's at least $1. If it's close to $1 the day prior, that's awesome. How CMEG used to be, it was $5, and how many brokers are? It's $3, it's $5. $1 is almost unheard of, and it's huge. So, like, just say you have $1,000 account, you can trade up to $6,000 worth. And like at the top, we have cash, equity, daily P&L, unrealized P&L, available funds. It makes a huge difference for those who can only start with a small amount, like $1,000. Being able to trade with like a $5,000 buying power can be such a prolific difference. And also consider that we don't have this PDT rule. It's a fee structure. And like I said, the fee structure has gotten so much better with this platform. It's a very good platform for traders with smaller accounts or bigger accounts.